Have you ever looked out over a city and seen a hazy, brownish layer hanging in the air? That's smog, a type of air pollution that can make our cities look cloudy even on sunny days. Smog is a mixture of smoke and fog, and it's a sign that the air we breathe isn't as clean as it should be. When smog settles over a city, it's like a blanket of pollution, trapping harmful gases and particles close to the ground where we live, work, and play. Imagine trying to breathe through a dirty cloth. That's kind of what it's like when there's smog in the air. It makes it harder to breathe, especially for people with asthma or other respiratory problems. Smog can irritate our eyes, noses, and throats, and it can even make us sick. Smog is a serious problem, but the good news is that we can do something about it. By understanding what causes smog and how it affects us, we can take steps to clear the air and protect our health and the environment. Smog doesn't just appear out of thin air. It's created by a chemical reaction that happens when certain pollutants are released into the atmosphere and interact with sunlight. Many of these pollutants come from human activities like driving cars, burning coal for electricity, and running factories. Think about all the cars on the road every day. As cars burn gasoline, they release pollutants like nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, into the air. These pollutants are like the ingredients in a recipe for smog. When they mix with sunlight, they react and create ground-level ozone, which is the main ingredient in smog. It's not just cars that contribute to smog. Factories and power plants also release pollutants into the air, as do many everyday products like paints, solvents, and even gasoline vapors. All of these pollutants add to the problem and make it harder to clear the air. Breathing in smog is like breathing in a toxic cocktail of chemicals. These chemicals can damage our lungs, irritate our respiratory system, and worsen existing conditions like asthma, bronchitis, and even heart disease. Children, the elderly, and people with respiratory problems are especially vulnerable to the effects of smog. Imagine a runner trying to compete in a marathon while breathing through a straw. That's what it's like for people with asthma when the air is thick with smog. Smog can trigger asthma attacks, making it difficult to breathe and leading to wheezing, coughing, and shortness of breath. But the effects of smog go beyond our physical health. Smog can also reduce visibility, making it dangerous to drive or even just walk around outside. It can damage crops and forests, and it can even contribute to climate change. Section 4. Clearing the air. The good news is that we don't have to just sit back and let smog take over our cities. There are things we can do to reduce smog and improve air quality, both as individuals and as a society. Every little bit helps, and by working together, we can make a big difference. One of the most effective ways to reduce smog is to drive less. Carpooling, walking, biking, and using public transportation are all great alternatives to driving alone. And when we do drive, we can choose fuel-efficient vehicles or even electric cars, which produce zero tailpipe emissions. We can also reduce our reliance on fossil fuels by supporting clean energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower. By transitioning to a cleaner energy future, we can significantly reduce the pollutants that contribute to smog. Section 5. A breath of hope. Smog is a serious problem, but it's not insurmountable. By understanding the causes and effects of smog, we can make informed choices that will lead to cleaner air and healthier lives for everyone. Every time we choose to walk instead of drive or support policies that promote clean energy, we are taking a step towards a brighter, clearer future. Imagine a world where we can all breathe deeply without worrying about the air quality. A world where children can play outside without fear of triggering an asthma attack. A world where the air is clean and fresh and the skies are a brilliant blue. This is the future we can create if we all do our part to combat smog.